Hello again. According to some recent Freedom of Information requests, combined with interviews with former officials in the Border Force, just one asylum seeker in 50 crossing the English Channel in small boats has any documents confirming his nationality. This is on the face of it a little odd, for they all travelled halfway round the world to reach the French beaches from which they set out to get here. Obviously, they used to have passports or identity cards, and yet 98% of them lose them before they cross the channel. Why is that? And why don't the border force and authorities who register them charge them with entering the country without documents? It's certainly illegal to do so, even if you are seeking asylum here. In 2010, 103 asylum seekers were prosecuted for failing to produce documents at their interviews. We don't seem to bother anymore. Since 2016, there has been just one conviction for this offence. There seems to be no appetite at all for doing anything which might discourage those many thousands of young men heading for this country. Another 260 arrived the day before yesterday, incidentally. So why do they destroy their passports and so on? This is an easy question to answer. They do so because they are swindlers and crooks who hope to exploit us by coming to our country under false pretences. They rely upon the fact that most English people cannot tell one Arab from another, or even an Arab from a Persian or Turk. So it is that Syrians and Iraqis routinely claim to be Iranian, Pakistanis pretend that they've escaped from Afghanistan, and Nigerians tell the authorities that they've come from the war zone of Sudan. They find out which countries are deemed safe and which dangerous, and simply tell the border force whatever they think will best serve their interests. It is a racket. It's wholesale lying on an industrial scale. We know this without the shadow of a doubt, because if any of those people were really from one of the countries which Britain regards officially as being dangerous and unsafe, then the supposed refugees from there would simply show their passports to prove where they were from. Donald Trump, who will be taking over as President of the United States in January, has promised to undertake mass deportations of undocumented migrants, which is, of course, the modern term for illegal immigrants. To control the crisis in illegal immigration, he seems likely to call out the National Guard and deploy the military, which might be dubious at first sight from a legal and constitutional viewpoint. However, he is talking of invoking the Insurrection Act and declaring that America is resisting an invasion, which is, of course, perfectly true. Now, why can't we have a leader with that foresight and vision? Imagine if we adopted such a policy. How long realistically do viewers think it would take for us to get a grip on the small boats crisis? I would guess no more than a week or so, once both France and the illegal immigrants themselves realised that we were in earnest.